This is an update to the case study in Chapter 7, and in the previous JING we had looked at using external data and importing that from Access into Excel and into our data model so that we can look at multiple sections of data that we don't already have in Excel. This continuation is going to show the actual building of the pivot table, which was left off of the last JING. As you can see on the right hand side, we now have our pivot table fields, and we have all three data sets that we worked with before. We have the customer, the employee, and the transaction. So what we're going to do is build our pivot table. For this one, we're going to look at our employee number and their sales amount, and then we're going to add in a filter to look at the service date, so we can look at each date who is doing what. So we're going to come over to sum of sales amount. We're going to right click number format and change that to currency. Go to design on the pivot table tools tab, report layout, show in tabular form. We can now look at each employee, their sum of sales, and we can do that by the service date. We can click on select multiple items, and we can look at the different dates. If we want to look at Christmas Eve in 2003, we can see who did what. We can see one employee and their sum of total sales. So that's the continuation of the Chapter 7 case study, where we initially looked at bringing data in from an external source, and now we've looked at building the actual pivot table from that data.